All right, all right, all right, all right. What's going on, fam? Taking a minute, taking a minute. People come on. Hope all is well during these tumultuous and crazy times. What's going on, Jen? I'm still learning a lot on this live, but we're doing all right. We're figuring it out. We go Steve LeBroy Insurance Group. How are you? How are you? How do we say hey to my people? Steve LeBroy Insurance Group. It's Wednesday, kicking back, taking on questions from clients, starting the new year off, 2021. Whole different bag, a whole different scenario, a whole different time, folks. We're just trying to make sure that you get the information necessary so you can kick this year in the butt. Turn my music. I like to relax while I'm working and looking at numbers, taking care of my folks. Already a large number of people through the month of January. Going into February, people are calling. I'm pleased, and yet I want to make sure that the information is available. Because I'm getting some similar questions from clients I want everybody to be aware of. We're starting tax season off on a different page because, you know, tax lines have been pushed a little bit, but yet some are still the same. Business owners still the same. Individuals pushed a little bit. Same time, I'm not a tax accountant. I'm a strategist. I help you with retirement planning, insurance, annuities, money management strategy, and we really have been able to help families turn their cash flow around. Essentially, look at what they're doing now, eliminate the fear of not knowing, bring them back to the table, put them in position with a plan, with a game plan, with the funds that they currently have. Not this idea that new money is going to change everything, because new money with bad habits just creates more problems. We heard that more money, more problems. Same habits. Understand, family? The game plan is what do you do with the money that's in your hands? Not speculating on the money you plan on making, not the idea that I'm going to kill the game in 2021 The idea is once the game is killed, once the money is made, what is our plan to make that money generate money? I was talking to a client, never heard that term, generating money. Money employed by you to generate money. We know assets create value. People have rental properties, and not only do they collect rent, but they also create value with the properties being renovated, beautifully fixed up, all by fixing flippers, buy-in holders. We make sure that we're getting income, but the idea is what do we do with the money when it's in our hands? We've been stereotyped, my people, as to letting that money go in seconds to other cultures. We've been statistically ranked as a whole country collectively with our assets, with the kind of money that we have in our hands. But the opposite is, do we keep it in our hands or do we give it to LV? Do we give it to LV or do we give it to CL? Christine with we BMW, Mercedes, Benz. Who do we give money to? And I understand that we may not have black-owned car manufacturers. In fact, Master P, shout out to Master P for putting a video out. There's a black gentleman who used to work for Tesla who designed a car, a muscle car, a sharp car. Look better than Ferraris and Lamborghinis. Look up Master P videos. He'll show you. But we don't have mass production where we could, like other cultures, like Koreans, like Chinese, like Germans. But that's okay. We still got to drive, and we like driving nice. I can appreciate that. But again, it's still about money management. It's about cash flow for your cash flow your entire life. A lot of people were dependent and waiting on the government during 2020 and going into 2021 just for this little check to give them some relief. And really, it was just a matter of allowing the government to show some appreciation, but it wasn't going to last long, and even what's coming won't last long. We have to make that happen ourselves with the money that we got coming on a regular. New employees, new employers. We have to be in a position to start managing our money differently. We got to make sure we look at retirement. I meant to share with everybody, savings is comprised of 3 units: lifestyle, emergency, and retirement. We break that up into percentages. Savings is comprised of 3 units: lifestyle, emergency money, and retirement money. They all have different time horizons, but you have to level that focus. Clients today are talking to me about their time frame to retirement. Some clients are calling me when the employer says we're no longer in business and retire immediately. Some clients are calling that say 10 years. I'm in my 50s and I want to make sure that my money is right. What's my number, Steve? How can I get to this number, Steve? What's the issue around strategy and around money management that I need to deal with so that I can get to the bag when I stop? Nobody wants to work for the rest of their lives. I don't care if you tell me that. You don't want to. You may say you do. But nobody wants to work for the rest of their lives. That doesn't even feel right, knowing that you'll be in your 70s having to be on the same grind as you are in your 50s. Know what that is the pension of not dealing with your numbers. See, numbers are actual. When you did math in school, numbers are actual. Looking at your numbers so that you can make the right adjustments, so that you can make the right decisions, so that you can decide when it is you don't want to have to get up in the morning and go work for somebody, when it is you just have to make decisions about money that you've accumulated. See, that's the most important piece. I scare people to death when I tell them money management is more important than income. Yeah, don't start hating on me. Money management is more important than income. You know why? Because you know how to go get income. You went to get the education, you went to get the training, you took the certificates, you started learning on your own. I got friends who are self-taught and make a nice living. You go get that. You go get that bag. But what do you do when the money comes in? You got the most power over it. When your leverage is the strongest. When you got to actually be the CEO of dollars. Do they just go right back out? They come to work and then they clock back out. Your dollars come to work, then they go to lunch. Your dollars come to work and they said, I'm sick. I'm home, boss. Come on now. Your leverage and your power is when the money comes in. Now, let's talk about that just a little bit. Then I'm going to get on my topic. I'm not going to keep you long. But see, when the money comes in, there's no magic. There's no magic involved. When the money comes in, the money been coming in ever since you had a summer job. The money been coming in ever since your parents gave you an allowance. Money been coming in because you had to buy some school clothes. Money been coming in because you had to make sure baby had some diapers and some milk. Money been coming in one way or another. Shoot, when Airbnb came out, money started because you was renting your space. When Uber came, everybody started driving, making that extra cheese, that extra cheddar, butter, that cashola, that payola, that money. Money comes in. Money comes in to people, and this is real life, who beg for every day. Guy that's on the corner in trouble, who has needs, and possibly some of them, this is a job. Seeing it on TV. Some people, it's actually game where they go and they get donations every day. I had a relative who worked for that went and solicited donations on corn every day. That's money coming in. Sometimes they do $100, $200 a day. And all my online marketers, all my online millionaires, all of my online online grinder so fascinated by you. Because getting money is a matter of hitting the enter button on your cell phone. Getting money is a matter of hitting the button on your Facebook. Getting money while you in bed. Getting money 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm so enamored with this online stuff. I mean, and Facebook wasn't out when I was young, when I was grinding in my 20s and 30s. But I'm loving it now. Because even now, I'm talking to you. See, the key is when the money come in, what do you do with it? 10, 15, 40,000, 100,000 a month. What do you do with it? Yeah. Yeah, it creates the ability for you to buy things at different levels, even to experience situations you might not have experienced. Have you been to a Ferrari dealer, a Rolls Royce dealer? Have you been to these types of places where the service is like, whoa? The service is off the chizzy for rizzy, if I can use that terminology. The service is easy. At the champagne way, the computer system dances when you build your vehicle, or when you put carbs that they're gonna make for you and bring back to you, hand delivered to your house. You getting that Rolly kitted out with some diamonds, some baguettes. You get service at those levels. You know, you get service at all levels. I'm not saying I don't have no kitted out Rolly with a baguette or one of those fancy cars. I'm a regular brother trying to give you some game. The idea is, what do you do with the money when you make it? Because there's one person that's watching you. I'm gonna tell you who he is. First name Sam, last name I. First name Sam, last name Iris. He watched somebody reporting that they made the money when they sold you that roll. They got to report sales. Somebody reporting that they made that money when they sold you that new BM, even if it's on your business. Even if you got business credit and you bought a car on your business, yeah, you get the write off. I get it. Don't, you ain't got to trip off. I know you get the write off from your business, but it's getting reported. And if you run your business reporting deductions all the time, that's you. But at the same time, you had to spend that money. So you lost the use of that money too. And you got a nice fancy G Wagon because it was 6,000 pounds. And you met the criteria that the IRS said, so that you could write the whole thing off. And you showing your friends that, man, look, I'm kicking it. This whole thing came off all the paper that I'm bringing in. You had to report that income. You got to report those deductions. Well, where's your wealth at? It ain't in that G Wagon. Where we putting away money legacy change? Where we creating assets that will transfer or that will live with us throughout times that might change on us? See, in this country, times change, situations change. They start wars, they have pandemics, they got recessions, insurrections. Yeah. I'm a DC cat now. I live in DC, live right up the street. Insurrections. Come on, man. When did that happen? Everybody tripping, trying to figure out what's going on with COVID-19. I tell all my clients and anybody I run to, the time is to watch every dollar, every penny. I don't care if you're making 100 grand, making in a month. If you're making 10,000 a month, or if you're making $1,000 a month, or if you're selling product that's killing the game online, and your money coming in nicely, or even if you're doing options trading, I know that's huge. Options trading, forex market, money on your phone. Sick with it. We living in some heck of a time. Money on your phone. Come on, man. When I grew up, you had to get up and punch a clock, baby. Now money on your phone. They go straight to your PayPal, straight to your Venmo, straight to your bank account, straight to your broker. Then they give you a margin. You can buy more stock, or they give you a loan, leverage a loan, private mortgage, so you can buy a house because you need the private account level because you got $5-10 million sitting in the account. Then they give you that service we was talking about again. Service. I mean, we all shooting to have a good life. We all shooting to make some money so we can make it because inflation keeps kicking us in the tail. The dollar keeps being value. So everybody jumping on cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, and all the rest. And your boy keep up on, keep trying to tell y'all. Strategy is about knowing what tools to work. Again, it's the leverage of the money that you got in your hands, and what are you doing? If you're letting it sit and it's not earning anything, you're doing something with it. You're leaving it on the table, and it's opportunity cost because it's not earning anything. You're letting it sit. See, money got to move. Money got to breathe. Money got to do things. Even if it's prepared for spending later, it needs to make some decisions for you. It needs to go to work for you. My clients have been calling me all January. Those that have permanent life insurance policies, those that have life insurance policies where compound interest is accruing on a regular basis, those that have policies that have borrowed to pay off debt, those that have policies that have borrowed to invest, have been calling me because they're like, don't feel right, Steve. What's going on? It does not feel right. It feels like an investment. It feels like, don't feel like an insurance policy. It feels like, what is it like? I'm paying myself first. All the stuff you put out there is true. I can fact check you because it's available, and this ain't nothing covered, Steve. I just hadn't looked for it. All my clients are asking me, do I have to report this to last name IRS? I give them the same answer. NO. You know, you know, those are private relationships you have with those insurance companies. They're private companies. And the IRS actually has language, for those of you who've been on my lives before, has language that tells you that you don't. 7702. I give you my number all the time. Not the number to call me, but the number me and Marcus always tell y'all about. My boy Marcus G, MG. 7702 7702A. Even that is changing. This year, the law is changing on that. It's allowing you to put more money into a life insurance policy. Why is this a secret? It's a secret to you. Because, see, if you haven't called me, it's a secret. Because agents aren't talking about it. They just say, hey, what you want? We're going to give you what you want. Not share with you what you could have. You ask for something you're not even familiar with. You just ask for something that's stereotyped to provide money for, or to provide money, to leave a little money for your family, but you got to pay for it for years and years and years, and your money management is not that good because we haven't had that in school, and it creates a situation where we're living above our means, and our money is paycheck to paycheck, and everything's so tight. Everything is so tight that we don't have no extra stuff. And you know that, you know how that there is no extra money. Period. Ain't nothing extra. Extra. What's extra? Your paycheck every month. It's something extra about you making additional money that month, and you don't know where it goes, and you spent it. Nothing extra. Family. There are some real strategies that you need to implement. There's some real strategies that you need to pay attention to. And if you don't want to pay attention to them, your adult children should. See, because if we learning this in our 50s, 60s, 70s, and our adult children are in their 20s, why aren't we educating them on what is real in terms of money management? Or we're going to wait till they get to be 50 and they'll figure it out like we did. Family, just think about it. I want to make sure I shared with you your life insurance policies that have created some additional income, compound interest that you've used back and forth. Keep that to yourself. You're fine. You don't have to let Sam know that. And I'm not telling you something that is not widely known. The other thing I want to make sure you're aware of, and this is my last piece to the puzzle. Are you protecting your retirement from volatility in the market? I'm not saying are you trading options and making money up and down. We understand that's volatility, and that you can win and lose, and the better you get, win. I'm with that. But are you protecting your retirement from volatility? Or is your retirement going and you just be there when it's time? That's not a strategy, family. Are you protecting it? Because we're in some vulnerable times. People are talking about a market correction of the likes of the stock market crash in 1932. And I'm not a naysayer. Most people, you know me, I'm optimistic. But you got to be realistic with that optimism. People are talking about a correction. What you doing about it? What you doing about it? Are you protecting it? If you're 10 years from retirement, do you have time for it to come back? Are you protecting it if you've created some retirement funds in former companies that you can't protecting it? It's your money. If you're not, strategy will be your friend. Because strategy has a lot to do with the way we live. And if you're in your middle 50s, 10 years, the dates are going to creep on you. And I'm not talking about your age. I'm talking about the significant dates that are in the next coming set of years for you. If you're in your 50s, 59 and a half, it's when you're eligible to touch your retirement plan without a penalty. 62, if you've accumulated money in Social Security, you have to make decisions. 65, the country puts on you a decision about Medicare, unless you're uber wealthy. 72, it's called required minimum distribution. All right, let's break it down. Required, we all know what required means. When the government says it's required, then we need to listen. Minimum, I'm glad I say maximum, minimum. So we got required minimum distribution. Somebody got to pay something. Somebody got to distribute. So all the words are very literal in their required minimum distribution at 72. If you happy in your retirement, but you don't want to touch your retirement fund because you're cool and you don't want to be taxed anymore, you got 3 or 4 checks coming. One coming from, you spent 20 years in the military. One coming from your second retirement. Another coming from the good. I know people with 4 or 5 checks, but they got tax issues they got to contend with. And then you get to be 72 and you had this big chunk of money in the retirement plan. They tell you got to start taking it. I see Sam. You got to see Sam. IRS. So, what I'm doing is out of love. As I learn this, I implement it myself. What I'm doing is I share. Because I come from an era where sharing was not our fault. We were trained to compete in academic Super Bowls, on the athletic field, in the classroom, in curricular activities. We were to compete in my era, Generation X. But now we got to share. Because what you know, I need to know. What I know, I'm willing to tell you. Because it might help you and your family, your kids, and your grandkids. See, the young generation, yeah. Because they just pump it through the phones to each other. Send a link. Oh, yeah, check this out. You can make money doing this. You do this, right through their phone. But we got to share too. So I'm here, and if you don't understand life insurance, which I know, after having done this for so many years, I know that understanding that contract has not been important, even though we pay for it over a period in time. Understanding that contract only becomes important when we sign it and when we need it. That means when it's time to give it to our members. What happened to all that time in between? Anytime you have a contract, family, you have to set it up right. You got to add your 2 cents in. If somebody offers you a contract, all of the terms going to be in favor of them. If you don't know what to ask for, you sign something that they're going to benefit from. And both people should benefit from a contract. There's a way to win-win. But if you don't know what to ask for, if you don't know how to design, customize, or have an agent sit on the table on your side, like the athlete, like the entertainer, like the executive who has somebody negotiating their employment contracts for them. If you don't have somebody sitting on your side when it's time to sign the contract, who's protecting you? You just say, well, I just pay for it. I know I'm going to, well, time out for that. Listen, protect yourself from the vulnerability of the volatility of this market if you're 50 and over and you got a 10-year run to retirement. Make sure you get a copy of our book. It gives you some good terminology and good understanding as to how you can win. You got life insurance with cash in it that you've used or that has accumulated money. All you need to do is keep understanding how to use it while you're living. I love y'all, family. I haven't been on live in a while. Subscribe, please. Click the link. Go to my Instagram, YouTube. You know, we're going to pick this pace up because we got to use these platforms to give people the information so we can win. We got to win. We certainly can't be losing when the information is available. Steve Lloyd and Marcus Garvey signing out. Take care.